Oh, come on. Hi guys, it's Elena, and I'm enchanted to have you be here on my channel. Welcome to my kitchen. I apologize for my puppy playing with her squeaky toy. Yeah. Hopefully she stops. If not, I'm just gonna sneak that toy away from her. I did get a new microphone. This little guy over here. So hopefully the sound is gonna be a lot better. Maybe even do some ASMR stuff. But if the sound's not too great, let me know. Make sure it doesn't pop into the screen. Get it as close as I can. All right, so on today's video, I'm going to be making vegan asparagus soup with like little... No, she wants this one. So you guys can meet the culprit of the noise. Oh, good girl. So, cookie, no toy, less squeaking. Okay, I'm good. Vegan asparagus soup with like little crouton thingy sandwich stuff, whatever. I don't know what they're called, but they're going to be delicious and it's going to be fun and it's going to be amazing and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So, I'm going to start off by setting my pot to boil of water. So, I'm going to fill the pot about halfway, if I can get it in there. And I'm going to set it to boil, and at the same time, I'm going to start chopping up some potatoes. So a bit less than halfway. And we're going to start cooking. All right, I already preheated my oven to 350 degrees. So I'm going to first start off with the patata. Now, I don't normally peel the skin off of the potato, and especially for a soup like this where everything's going to become blended and it's going to be like a creamy type of soup. So it really doesn't matter. But I'm just going to clean it off again. Well, clean it off a bit. Make sure there's no like little eyelets or any spots or anything like that. And just dice it up. Now, this does not need to be any perfect or particular size because, like I said, it's all going to get blended up together and it's going to become this like delicious, creamy amazingness, and it's going to look pretty and green. Oops. So I'm going to pass that up and just chop it up. So nothing too fancy, nothing too extraordinary, just rough chop. Don't judge my chopping skills. I'm putting in the potato first because it takes the longest to cook. And I'm not doing pieces too big, so it takes a quicker time to cook, if that makes sense. So, patatas into the pot. And I'm going to add some salt. All right. Let that do its magic. Then I'm going to start off with making the little tortilla thingies. So this is just going to be for 2 people, but if you need to make more, you just pretty much double it or add stuff. And I struggle with opening things. Hi, I got no more cookies for you. Yeah, I see you over here trying to sneak some. Her favorite thing to sneak off the counter is butter. She would literally take a whole stick of butter off the counter and just eat the... No, that doesn't work for me. So, stay down. Now, these tortillas, I'm going to cut them into quarters, like so. And then I'm going to put them on a little baking sheet. I'm going to see how much room I have. I might make another one. Let's play a little bit of Tetris over here. Try to squish in as much as possible. Okay, we got that. We got that one. That one. I think I might be able to squeeze in one more. So I'll do that because these crackers come out like so good. So cut up another one. You don't necessarily need to use these type of tortillas. I know there's already like tortillas that you can, or pita bread. You don't necessarily need to bake them. I'm going to bake these because they're a little floppy and I want them to be like crunchy and crispy. So I think that would be good. Okay, pop these here. Oh no, my Tetris game isn't that great. Don't judge my struggle. Pop it here. You know what? This is good enough. Here you go. Enjoy. That's why she hangs around with me, because she ends up getting too many treats. Okay, so there's that. And I'm going to take a little bit of olive oil and just drizzle it over. That way it gets like a nice crunch. So just a tiny, tiny bit. Couple drops, not too much. That should be sufficient. Oh. Okay. I'm going to put that back. Maybe if I put you in like a bigger burner, because you're not doing much right now. Boil. All right, I'm gonna pop this into the oven and check on it like every 5 minutes or so. Open her up. And she goes. Okay, Google, set timer for 5 minutes. Google is my best friend.
Starting now.
In the meantime, I will take an onion, and I would say, I think half will be too much for it. So instead of like cutting it right down the middle, I'm gonna like move over to the side just a bit and cut over here. I don't want to peel the whole onion. That way I can save the rest for tomorrow's dinner. You're back. And I'm gonna put that aside. And then I'm going to clean this one off. Can you guys just give me a little shout out if you can hear me well in the chat room? Just in case things aren't going that great. Otherwise, okay. All right, I'm going to just roughly chop this one into quarters and just kind of keep it aside. All right, next is onto the garlic. So I'm gonna clean an extra amount of garlic because a couple are gonna go right into the pot, and then a couple are gonna go into a little like spread thing I'm gonna make over the bread. Sometimes these garlics don't want to clean. There we go. Okay. Come on, cooperate. Oh, finally hear the water making noise. Now, I'm right now just tossing vegetables in to get them to cook and to boil. And then afterwards, they're going to go through the blender and it's going to become such a delicious soup. Oh no, you broke. Please cooperate with me today. Okay. A couple more. I have been struggling with my school homework. It's insane this semester. I feel like because everything's online, the teachers are trying to compensate for like knowledge with giving you extra homework to do instead of like lecture courses and lecture classes. So I feel like there's so much more work that I have to do this semester than I did the previous semesters. And it's a little like ridiculous. But at least I'm home and I don't really have to commute to and from school, which definitely saves on some time. But yeah, like today, for instance, this morning, I got to go hiking with my puppy and my husband instead of, driving the half hour to campus. So I guess did I just put garlic stuff in my hair? Oh well. So I guess there's like ups and downs for it. You're going to lay right there so I trip over you. Thank you, of course. Does anybody have a dog that does that? She likes to lay either like right by my feet or right on my feet. So when I try to turn around and I forget that she's there, I almost face plant like into the stove or into the floor. Fun times. Okay, still working on this garlic. being a lot more stubborn than I want it to be. Please cooperate. Actually gonna take a peek at the breads. Okay, they're still doing good. Almost done with the garlic. You hear the water is finally starting to boil. So things are moving along. I'm just gonna toss these guys out. So this is all vegan, I believe. If I use some kind of ingredient and it's not vegan, I apologize. That's because I did not know. So I suppose that could be trash. To make everything fairly vegan here. Cleaning off some of the garlic spots. Okay, I do hear the water boiling, so I will toss in the onion and the garlic. Perfect. The whole thing in like 3 of these. Boom. Stop. Woo. Toss that one in too. How are you doing? Okay, we need 5 more minutes. Okay, Google, set timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
On to the next ingredients for the soup. I'm doing a zucchini. I suppose that's my trash now. And a jalapeno. It's a little wrinkly on the ends. I'm just going to very roughly chop it up because it does not need to be perfect. And it's green, it's going to help add to that color. And then at the same time, I'm going to chop up some asparagus, the main ingredient of this whole soup. So because it's all going to be blended in and you don't actually have to cook it, the ends, because they're a little stiffer and you're not going to be eating them directly, you don't need to cut them off. So you get to save the whole entire vegetable. Boom. Chop these up. The asparagus goes in last, otherwise it turns kind of brown. So I'm going to toss these guys in. Wait for a few minutes. This one's kind of small. Let me grab that one. Oh no, where's my little owl? Oh well. I'm going to mix it up just to check. And as soon as the potatoes are done, I'm going to toss in the asparagus. So where is my stabbing device? Let's just check on them. Okay, we still got some time. So for seasoning, I'm going to add some pepper. Lots of pepper because I like pepper and it's delicious. And I'm going to add, I don't know how to pronounce this in English. In Russian, it's called Vegeta. In English, Vegeta? Not the Dragon Ball Z character, it's a spice. And it kind of has like some salt, garlic, pepper, that type of thing. It reminds me of like a chicken bouillon cube, but without like the chicken part. So I'm gonna add this in. I'd say about half a teaspoon. And let it keep boiling. Oh, that jalapeno has a kick to it. I can smell it already. All right, I'm gonna kind of push this off to the side. Same with that. And, all right, so I have some basil leaves that are also gonna go in the soup. I'm gonna keep the prettier ones for garnish and plating, just to make things look nice and fancy, or at least attempt to. And the other guys, I'm just gonna rip the little brown part. These are right from my little herb garden. It smells like, oh my goodness, like intensely basil. It is delicious. These are gonna be tossed into the soup alongside with the asparagus. Okay, a couple leaves over here, and this guy. Boom. Oh, Issy, if I fall on camera, it will be funny, but it would suck. And one more leaf. I think that should be good. I keep like forgetting that I have like little trash thing here and keep putting it into the trash there, so whatever the case may be. Now I need to check on the potatoes and see how those are doing. Couple more minutes. And I think a couple more minutes on the pita bread. It's doing good. Okay, Google, add 3 more minutes.
Got it. I changed it to 3 minutes.
Perfect. Okay, so I need another bowl. Hold on. So I'm gonna put this aside so I can continue chopping up other things while I wait for the potatoes to cook. Okay, stay over here. Cooperate. Then I'm going to take the garlics, kind of like smush it and chop it. So smush first and chop. Or dice, mince, squash. I don't have a little garlic squisher. It broke, unfortunately, so now I am the garlic squisher. And I'm just going to rock my knife back and forth and chop it as small as it can go. Just keep going. Because this is going to be added to the little dip I'm going to make that's going to go over the little pita bread. Now, if you don't like this much garlic, add less garlic. I like a lot of garlic. And, well, this is alive through internet, and nobody can smell my garlic breath, so who cares? And that's why it's for dinner. Okay, lots of chopping. Ended up getting a little green basil leaf in there. That's fine, because that's going to go into the mix too later. Okay. Keep chopping, keep chopping, keep chopping. Also, I'd love to know if you guys have any recipes that you want me to try out, because that would be fun. Especially if I completely mess up. That would be great. I'm being sarcastic. I hope I don't mess up. The cool thing about me doing these live videos is that I don't really have to edit, which I'm really happy. It's just as is. I don't have to try to work on any specific angle. I don't have to try for perfection. This is just me at my house cooking dinner and pretending that you're sitting in front of me hanging out with me. So that's kind of why I really like doing this, and I get to cook and share my recipes and that type of stuff. Another cool thing is now every 2 days a week, we're never going to have the same exact meal again, because I like to do different kinds of recipes for the videos and to share different kinds of things with my followers and friends and fans, that type of thing. So I think this is chopped enough. Maybe. I think that's quite sufficient. Stop. How are they doing? Oh, perfect. Issy, move. I don't want to singe your tail. Oh boy. It is warm. Ta-da! Nice and toasty and crunchy. Oh boy. So that took about 13 minutes, I would say. But again, it depends on your oven strength. Even though it's at 350 degrees, I feel like each oven kind of cooks a little bit differently. So definitely keep an eye on it. Now I'm going to check in the patatas. Come on. Let me give you a steady. Perfect. All right, potatoes are done. And these guys are going to go in for like literally a second. Well, I'm going to turn off the heat, move it aside. So it's kind of like a couple seconds of boiling water. Perfect. Give it a good mix. Okay, I will put it back in the heat as I'm mixing it in, making sure that all of it's fully cooked. Well, not fully cooked, but like not a couple of seconds. And off of the heat. Okay, so I just want to show you the coloring of it right now. You don't want to keep it in there for any longer than this, like on the heat. Right now I'm going to add some ice to it. You want that pretty green, because if you keep cooking it, it's going to turn a brownish color and your soup won't be as green. So this is the color you're going for. And I'm going to grab some ice. Now, if you are using headphones, either mute it or put it on pause, because this will be loud. So just give it a moment. I would say this is about 2.5 cups of ice. I'm gonna put it right in. I love that like ice crackling sound. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me like bring this here so you can listen to it snap, crackle, and pop. I find it so satisfying. All right, so the ice is in here. I'm gonna let it melt through and kind of let it cool down. Okay, now we're gonna work on the little dip. So hummus, I got it from Costco. This is a classic regular hummus. I'm not a big fan of like plain hummus flavor. I usually try to make my own, but at the moment I don't have time. I suppose I'll give you more accurate measurements of how much hummus I'm going to put in there. Okay, so this is a 1/4 cup. I think I'm going to do 1 and 2, so like half a cup. I think half a cup is sufficient for that amount of like pita bread, little cracker stuff. Not sure. So about half a cup. Okay, I'm gonna close this up and put it away. Yeah, I know you could smell this. I know you like it. You're not getting any of it. Okay, now for making this soup, I would say that you need a blender. Otherwise, it just doesn't come out the same. Come on. There we go. Throw that in there. And this is, I would say, maybe like 2 tablespoons of garlic. Now, here's a funny thing. I'm actually allergic to garlic, onions, and radishes, but I love the taste of it so much that I ate it anyways. So I built up a certain tolerance to it. Now, there is a point, like a tipping point, when I eat this like garlic and onion stuff where I just get really sick, but I can kind of judge where that point is. So I'm able to have some to an extent. Hello, you're still here. Okay, on to the basil. Gonna toss some of these brownish leaves aside. It smells so good. Ooh, this is a very pretty one. I'm gonna use it as a garnish. And this is a pretty top garnish for the bowls of soup so I can make a pretty picture. trash and basil. And there we go. I'm gonna fold it up, cut it in half, and then roll it up again. And I'm gonna cut really, really finely. Now it's best to have a nice sharp knife for this. Otherwise, you're gonna end up squishing it rather than cutting it, and you don't want any green to be on the cutting board. So there's that. Toss it into there. I know you want cuddles. I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm busy making num-nums. Yeah, you. My puppy has these like buttons where she communicates with us. Instead of like barking and whining, that's what we use. So making the dip or spread, however you want to put it. So it kind of looks like that. Onto the green onions, scallions, spring onions, however you call them. These green tasty guys. Again, I'm going to cut them very, very fine. Do not judge my cutting skills because I am no professional and I don't really know how to hold it properly. I'm kind of scared to do like this type of chopping because I have long nails. And it just doesn't seem safe to me. So I tend to cut it this way. It all fell apart. That's okay. Where'd you come from? So just going through and chopping them some more. No professionality over here. That tip is a little dry, so. Oh, these green onions are also from my little herb garden. So for this, I'm going to take part of it, toss it into here, and the rest is going to be for like a little garnish or topper. That type of thing. Mix this up. Ooh, look how good that looks. And it smells like amazing. It smells like spring. If I drool a little, I'm sorry because it's smelling so good and I'm hungry and ready for dinner. Okay, how are you doing? I think it is cool enough. I'm going to give it a taste. So I do think it needs a little bit more salt. And it is cool enough to be put into the blender. All right, here is my handy dandy blender. Again, I'm gonna warn you when I start it, so if you're wearing headphones or if it's really loud, you don't go deaf. I'm gonna toss it in. Pour it in, hopefully don't make a mess. Maybe I should do it over the sink. There we go. Boom. Perfect. Make sure I get all the little grains from there. Scoop them all in. Eat a piece because why not? Oh, my leg. Sorry. And I'm going to blend it, so beware, it's going to get loud. Okay, come over here, buddy. 3, 2, 1. Sorry. Where'd it go? Blend. Few more moments. Sorry. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, since it's a little cool and not as warm as I want it for the soup, I'm going to pour it back into the pot and put it back on the heat. So I'm going to take this out. Yeah, it's a little steamy. Maybe good. Let me give it a try, see how warm it is. No, I'd say it's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to keep that there and hurry up with those guys. Lastly, I'm going to take some tomatoes. I don't have big tomatoes. These are the tomatoes that I have. So they're going to be sliced up very thin and be put on top of like the pita bread, the crackers, whatever, the flatbread, the toasted flatbread. I mean, I don't know what to call it. The deliciousness, the crunchy deliciousness. You know what? I think I'm still going to put it in the pot and set it to boil. I think that would be better. Look how pretty that color is. Okay, there's that. And I'm just gonna re-warm it up or warm it up because I still need to put the spread on, as I wave my knife around, put the spread on the pita crispy, crunchy stuff. Ooh, that was a close one. If you've seen my other videos before of the Cook With Me, and now you're watching this one, let me know if the audio is better than the previous ones, because I'm trying things out and making sure that I can provide the best quality entertainment for you as possible. Now, I don't think these are gluten-free. If you do need gluten-free for your dietary needs, I'm sure you can swap out the different flatbread. It doesn't necessarily have to be this white flatbread exactly. It's the one that Costco had, and it was the easiest one for me to get, so whatever. All right, on to the pitas. Now, I'm going to try to find the side that has like the scoopiest side. So, like, for instance, if you look at it this way or this way, this one kind of like falls that way. So if you hold it this way, it kind of goes up. So it's like a little bowl. You're going to find the scoopiest side. And going to spread some of the hummus on it. Just like that. Okay. A little bit more. Ooh, might be too much. Scoop you out. Don't make a mess. I made a mess. Whatever. There's that. Oh, that tastes so good. It's so garlicky and delicious. Yum. Oh no, I don't think I made enough hummus. Oh well. I can always make more if we need more. But I think this will be just perfect for the two of us. Again, trying not to make a mess, but failing miserably at it. You know, it's kind of funny doing these live videos while I make dinner because I try to like do my hair okay and put makeup on and actually put pants on to make this dinner and clean the kitchen first and then make the dinner. So it's really funny that I'm going to make dinner, but I'm putting makeup on, you know, so I don't look like a monster on the screen. Here's that. I'm running out. Slowly and steadily, but I'm running out. Oh, that was loud. So either my fork can't get at it, or I'm just not trying hard enough. But okay, there we go. Do I have one more? I think I need a different utensil because the scrapiness of this is just not working out. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab a spoon. Boom. Maybe this will help. Yeah, there we go. That worked out. Oh, do you hear that crunch? This is gonna be so good. Ooh, maybe even one more. Yeah. So I guess the extra 2 will be Issy's little treats. Because I don't think garlic is really healthy for dogs. So she gets little cookies. Spoiled little girl. Okay. Soup is making some bubbles. So it's not super boiling, but it's warmed up. Oh, I should have used the spoon to begin with. It came out so much less textured. Oh well. Okay, that's done. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this and just kind of sprinkle it on top. Give it a little, actually I'm going to do that after I put the tomatoes on there. Let's plate the tomatoes, make it look pretty. Because I believe we eat partially with our eyes. If the food is pretty and plated well, it tastes a lot better. Maybe it's just me, but I think there might be a scientific study behind it, how the way that the food looks kind of entices us more rather than just eating food. I don't know. I think we eat partially with our eyes. At least that's my theory. What do you guys think? Do you prefer food that kind of tastes, let me start over. Do you prefer food that looks better and tastes good, or just tastes good? What are your preferences? So I like to make food look good and taste good. And these look cute. These look super cute. Come on. Didn't cut them through all the way. Give a little variance of color. Tomatoes. Flop them over. Oh no. There's that. I will turn you off before you boil over. Boom. And I think that's done. A little sprinkle of these guys. Okay. Keep forgetting this little guy over here. Oh no! My kitchen is a little bit of a mess right now. So, look at how pretty these are. Yay. All right, on to, well, plating it because the soup is done. This is all done. I'm going to throw this in the sink. Okay. Got my plates of soup over here. And that. And this little soup right here. Look at this beautiful color. I mean, come on. It's so green. It's so pretty, and it tastes so good. Don't knock it until you try. I promise you this tastes amazing. I had a friend over who was scrunching her nose up and saying she doesn't want any. She wouldn't want to try it, and it made her try it, and guess what? She's in love with it now. So, deliciousness. Absolute good pour-y thing. I'm going to grab a better one. There we go. Okay. Pour it in. Oh yeah, against the white plate. I wish I had glass bowls Oh, the glass bowls would make everything so much nicer. A little bit more. Okay. Pour some in. Boom. Oh, it's just so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna put this back on the stove. Kind of move this out of the way. And going to do something like this. And then, just to be extra, plop that on top. Try not to submerge the big leaves, that way it stays floating. Voila. Ta-da! And it's delicious. Absolutely delicious. Listen to the crunch. Ready? So stinking good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, the whole shebang for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. All right, end stream.